Hi there guys, and welcome back. I'm finally back. As you can see, the van looks a little bit different. I mean, that'll be for another video, but today, as you can probably tell by the title, I'm going to be lowering Big Red. But if you want to do this yourself, the only thing you really need is, well, a 27mm spanner, socket or whatever. But I've tried doing this already, and the bolts on my, in fact here's some spare that I've got. The bolts on my torsion bolt are actually C-solid, so I've had to go out and buy some new to me ones. So I'm going to cut the old ones off and replace them with these. But you might be lucky enough that you don't actually need to cut yours off. Like I said, it's a 27mm nut on the end of it. Go out, test it, try it, and you'll find out whether you need to buy new ones. The only things you really need is a jack to raise the van up, an axle stand to be safe, gloves if you want to be clean and tidy, 27mm spanner, socket or something, in my case an angle grinder, and some way, obviously the new torsion bolts if you need them, and some way of being able to measure how the van is sat at the moment. I'll insert some pictures here. I now need to take those torsion bolts off to put these ones on, and then I can adjust from there really. When you jack up the van, you don't need to raise the front wheels completely off the floor. You only want to just take some of the pressure and the weight off of the actual torsion bar itself. You just want to raise it up just a bit, so there's still pressure on the front wheels, but the wheels aren't fully off the floor, if that makes any sense to you. So let's get into this. The van's all now jacked up and up on a jack stand, being nice and safe. And just in case you don't know where the torsion bars are, if you go from the sliding door and the petrol cap down, you'll see the fuel tank is, the fuel tank, and then right next to it you've got this bolt here and that bolt on that side. Those two are the torsion bolts. They're the ones that we're going to be, in my case, replacing. But if you're lucky enough that these bolts will undo, just like I said, 27mm, and then you just lower it. From everything that I've heard, every 10mm drop in this bolt relates to a 25mm drop in the front suspension, so you just have to kind of be careful of that. Once you take this bolt off or take the nut off, make sure it's on an axle stand, because it will just drop to the floor and you'll have right issues. Like I said, in mine, I'm gonna pull this bolt down and cut this here, so obviously I can get both ends of the bolt out and then put the new one back in. So I'll probably put you on a time lapse for that one, so wish me luck. There's the bolt out of its thing. If you can see on the top there, it's got like a little cradle thing which sits in some notches just up in there. It's a bit too dark. There's one that side, there's one on this side, and that sits in like that. Oops, sorry, that sits in there that way around. Now all I've got to do is just cut this bolt. I'm going to cut it around here somewhere, then that way I can get the top half out of this bit, and obviously put the new one in then. So angle grinder time. And as you can see, probably not the safest way I've just done that, but there's one half of the bolt and there's the other one. So there's a before and after. You can see how rusty and horrible mine is. Now gonna replace it with that new one. For the time being, I'm just gonna put the bolt roughly the same length as this one, get on and do the other side, and then I can do my adjustments from there. So I'll get back to you once them two are both back in. Right, so I managed to get both those bolts out now. Bit of sketchy. I would highly recommend not doing it the way that I do, but that's just personal preference. Just be very careful when you are cutting, because that is the fuel tank right behind those bolts, so you obviously don't want to go puncturing them. But as you can see, nice shiny bolts on both sides, so they're all in nicely. I have already put this on the floor already and kind of seen roughly how it looks, but I'm now just adjusting them both, because as you can see, very little thread there, lots of thread on that one. So I'm going to probably make this side go to, let's say 6, which I think this is at. yeah, 6mm. So I'm now going to make this side match. This side over here, the side I told you about, I have tried to adjust. I probably, well, here you go. It says it's at 620. So let's make this side also match the same. I'm probably going to need to readjust all this because it's obviously going to need to settle and what have you. Oh, bollocks. It's just as easy to pop it out, I guess. I think this is the second time I've tried filming this. The first time, obviously, the bolt wouldn't undo. So that was good fun. Well, that's that all adjusted. I ended up adjusting both sides to 6mm. And I'm basically going to drive it around, see how it gets on, see how it settles. If I need to raise it up a bit, I will. If I need to lower it a bit, I will. So that's just that for now. It went from, can you see that? And it's now gone down to 6. Quite a big drop overall. As you can probably see now, the wheel gap is tiny. So I'm going to take it out for a little drive, let it settle, and then adjust from there. But I'm very pleased with how that's sat. I don't think I'm going to need to go much lower. I'm going to need to get new tyres anyway. I'm going to get some with a stretch on just so it doesn't rub on the arches too much. And then the next job is to do the rear, because now the rear is sat dirty high. So that'll be coming in an upcoming video. That's just coilovers, that's an easy job. But I'm very pleased with how that went. It's a very easy job, even if you have to cut the bolts out. I mean, that probably took an hour, including having to film as well. So, and if you're lucky that your bolts will adjust easily, just smash it out in like a half hour. Just remember, when you do it, make sure there's a little bit of pressure still on the front wheels so that the bolt doesn't come flying out and it just causes aggro. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a great big thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go hit that subscribe button. Take it easy.